Well, hello everyone. My name is Rick Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic. Welcome to my tying bench. This is kind of a last-minute video. This is going up tomorrow morning, so I'm kind of recording and firing it out and editing it and everything at the same time. Just got back from Mazatlan, Mexico last night, so I'm a little inspired by some of the fish I saw jumping and rising and stuff just off the beach. Of course, me being stupid, well, not really. I went down to have a relaxing vacation with the wife, so I didn't bring my fly rod with, but kind of wish I would have. There was mullet and Spanish mackerel and a few other things just jumping offshore, so no roosters or anything like that there quite yet. They're probably a couple months away still. There's a few roosters here and there, but the bigger ones are coming a little bit later. Yeah, I wish I would have had my rod with me. And so yeah, so it's a tropical pattern that I've been tying for a while that I took down to New Orleans with me and Florida and a few other places. So would have worked like a charm on the beach there in Mazatlan, but like I said, didn't have any with me. So here we go. Okay, today in the vise we have a Mustad stainless steel 34007 size 8. They're just it's a really short shank little hook, super strong, really strong little hooks. Yeah, there's a barb and I'll pinch it when I'm done. I don't have my vise here, so my vise grips or my pliers. So of course I dropped a bead chain eyes on the ground, so just excuse me for a sec. So for the thread, I'm going to be using some Semperfli Classic waxed in the rust and an 8/0. For the eyes, some silver bead chain eyes. I'll just cut them off. For the underbody, I'll be using some Holo Tinsel gold. This is a Semperfli gold large Holo Tinsel. For the overbody, I'll be using some medium shrimp pink vinyl rib. And for the tail and for the throat, if you want to call it that, just some crystal flash in a kind of a goldy pink. Okay, it's really got that pinky kind of color to it. So when you're cutting these, most of you guys know, but when you're cutting these, I've used a pair of side cutters, or I went out to, I can't even remember what store it was, but these are like a made in Pakistan cheap medical scissors, and they work extremely well for cutting them. So just like that, bingo bango bongo, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just gonna put down just a base layer of where I'm going to put my eye here. Just going to cut off my waist. I usually fish these with a, well, it depends how deep I am, but I'm usually only fishing in about 4 to 5 feet of water. Sinking line, floating line with a with about a 6 to 8 foot leader. And then I strip them back fairly aggressively, right in the. I want these down into the sand. So as you can see, I started it on my thread back here, and that way, it just helps with locating it onto the hook shank. So once it's onto the hook shank, I just give it a hold, and just figure eight it on. Just do a. Make sure that's on nicely. Good. Now I'm just going to do just a nice thread underbody here, like on the base, just so it's something for the materials to stick on. Stop there. I'm going to take my crystal flash, taking about 15 or so strands, maybe not quite that many. Not going to worry about what it looks like at the moment here. Just cut this off. So I just got a handful of strands here. I don't know, 15 or 18, something like that. And I'm going to tie this whole length on. Yes, it's way too long for the tail, but I'll cut that off, and then I'll use the same piece for the throat. So just going to lay that right there, right behind the eyes there. Just lay that in, and then come back to about there with it. Okay, then I'm going to go under and over, under and over, That just helps keep that tail from fouling. Now I like tying it about the length of from where I stopped to the front, not just the little body portion, but to the front. So about like that much of a tail, give or take. Okay, cut that off. Save this for your throat section. Okay, now I'm going to just come forward, and I'm going to take my vinyl rib here, grab it. Like I said, this is the medium. Sometimes I use the small on these as well. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see that on there, but it's got a flat side, and it's like a half round. So I'm just going to put that flat side down, get that caught on, and then stretch it as much as I can. This stuff doesn't stretch that well, but stretch as much as I can. Come back forward. Take my gold tinsel for the underbody. Bring that back to roughly where I stopped with that D rib, our vinyl rib. Come back forward. Now take my Holo tinsel here and just barely overlapping. I mean, it doesn't really matter here because it's not too crazy about the body thickness. Just come right in behind that bead chain eye, right in behind there, and tie that off. A couple times in front, a couple times on top. Just gonna nip off my Holo tinsel. It's a bit on the bright side. I couldn't find my darker shirt, so now I'm going to come around. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice and tight as I can. And that gold will kind of show through that pink vinyl rib here. And then I'm going to tie that off. It's a cool little pattern. You can switch up the colors as well. You can go with a bunch of different vinyl rib colors, and then if you let's see if I can get in there real tight. Hold on a sec. There we go. What I like doing is where's my vinyl rib? I like using the clear, and then you can go with a red underbody, a green, anything you want, right? But this vinyl rib comes in yellow, it comes in clear, it comes in red, this is called brown, then there's more of a red, it comes in a tan, so it depends on where you're fishing. I always have found the pinky gold is the one that works the best for me. So, okay, so now I'm going to come and turn my fly over. Now I may have to adjust my camera here. Hopefully it doesn't die here. Okay, so now that I've got it upside down, now I'm going to tie in my little throat. So I do this kind of backwards is how I like tying these ones in. I just find that it helps hold these in a bit better. So I'm just going to even up my ends. And then I want to have a little bit sticking past here. It acts to help hold the throat up. So I'm just going to have a little bit sticking past, not a lot. Tie this in facing forward, like so. You see it's got that just a little bit. Now this is going to get folded back and tied over top. And then what I had underneath, those little shorties, will help hold this longer stuff up. Now I go in between and I want it just about to the back of the hook, about there. That's my length. But those little ones at the bottom really help hold this up. And I want that to happen. I want this to be held up a bit. So now I'm just going to build up just a little bit of a head. Do my whip finish. this is going to work out because those little things are not really holding it up right at the moment, which is good because the hook kind of caught it, which is good. Because now I'm going to get my UV resin and just put where's my little UV bod can? It's in here somewhere. It's a bit of a mess, my bench. Like I said, I just got back from Mazatlan last night, and I left my bench a bit of a mess when I left, so. And just put that right even in between on those eyes a bit. You don't want it in that hole, which I have got it in the hole, in the eye of in the hook. So now, a little trick. Let's see if I've got a junk one. No, I don't. So I'll just grab a little hackle, and you just it's an old trick, but for those that don't know it, you just take a hackle and just put it through your eye. If I can see, come on, Rick. Oh, eyesight. There. And then the feathers will just clear that off. Obviously, you do that before you cure it. And just give that head a cure. Quick cure. Done. Just take those and just get those. They're a really sharp hook, so they keep poking me. But like that. That's what it's going to end up looking like. So you want this a bit, if there's really crazy ones that are out, you can pull them off like that. But that's what you want. Just like that. See if I can put that up. Yeah, so that's what you want with this one. This one's going to ride in the water like this. And as it gets wet, it'll lay back like this a bit more. Right? And it'll pulsate a little bit like a shrimp. You can pull that one off too. It's a little goofy. So yeah, and this will go right in that sand, and it'll create a little bit of a puff every time, right? And the fish will pick this up right off the bottom. So crazy good little pattern. I fish them both slow and aggressive, but it depends on the depth of water. Sometimes I'll use a sink tip or a floating line. So, alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Of course, 25, 26 degrees all week down in Mazatlan for us. Come back and it's minus 16 today here in Edmonton, or south of Edmonton. So having to adjust, but football tomorrow and then back to work on Monday. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry I haven't got to the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm actually almost at 2,100 already by now. I'll be working on that this week. I've got to figure out a way to... I figured out a way to be able to do a draw for people that make comments, but I haven't been able to figure out how to just take all my subscribers, put them into a draw and do that. So what I may end up having to do is do a random giveaway or something. I'll figure it out. So, but I'll get that done hopefully in the next week, and I'll have probably 3 prize giveaways. Got some swag, got some materials, I got a bunch of stuff. So, okay, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that one. Tie lines.